guys, my name is Richard McKenzie and I'm the partner of credit risk at Inoxico Credit Bureau. The past 12 months has been really exciting for Inoxico. We've been working very close with clients in the marketplace to develop solutions specifically for them, answering client problems that potentially nobody else could. So today is a very exciting day. We launch our newly enhanced risk analysis tool that includes a delinquency probability indicator. I'm going to take some time just to show you an actual demonstration on the system and to the value that it could potentially add to your organization. Hey everyone, as mentioned in my intro, Inoxico is so excited to be launching a new feature on our risk analysis dashboard, the delinquency probability indicator. What is the delinquency probability? The delinquency probability is the probability that a customer's debt will either grow in the next month or the debt will age further. It is a short-term indicator that provides a probability of whether a customer is likely to pay you or not. How is it different from the risk indicator grading to the left-hand side? The risk indicator grading is an overall business company health score, which is based on multiple data points such as business status, judgments, etc., etc. It's a long-term view, 6 to 12 months. Business health indicator. The delinquency probability, however, is a short-term indicator that determines whether the customer is likely to pay you in the next month or not based on its payment profile. How do I interpret the probabilities? Similar to the grades from our risk indicator grading, the probabilities will either be low, 0 to 20%, medium, 21 to 50, elevated, 51 to 70, or high, 71 to 100. For example, if a customer is deemed to have an elevated delinquency probability, then there's a 51 to 70% chance that they will not pay you on time. However, it can also be conversely be interpreted as there is a 30 to 49% chance that they will pay you on time. How are the probabilities determined? We analyze payment profiles of our customer over the last 6 months, and based on their behavior, we determine whether they're likely to pay you or not. So whether it be cash flow forecasting, whether it be IFRS 9 bad debt provisioning, the risk analysis dashboard gives you a segmentation and insight into your debtors book that you wouldn't otherwise necessarily have known. We give you the ability to drill down into the book and select key metrics such as debt outstanding, debt over limit, cost of funding, or the opportunity costs, or you can look at the individual aged buckets on the age analysis. So if you selected your 120 days, you would then be able to view of the debtors that make up your 120-day exposure, which of those debtors are low, medium, and high risk. So when it came to provisioning or forecasting, one can say 8 out of the 20 debtors that make up my 120-day exposure are of a high risk nature, therefore I will provide 100%. But 7 of them are low risk, so therefore I may just provide 10 or 20%. So this gives you that granular insight into the book. What we then allow you to do is set certain dimensions to be able to view your risk profiling and your exposures at those particular risk categories. So you could set it up at a group level, credit controller, industry level, by payment terms, product, region, salesperson, credit manager, whatever you wanted. So when it comes to KPI review around managing the book, you could sit with a particular credit controller and you can say, right, Susie, let's analyze your risk and let's understand the concerns on your book. And let's then set some strategic objectives as to how we're going to start to mitigate risk, whether that be through looking for single trade credit insurance, single debtor credit insurance, or looking for some type of collateral, whatever it may be, going to do a site visit. But one can then start to analyze certain areas of risk and start to set next actions from that perspective. Okay. So what we're looking at here at a high level is we're looking at risk categories within an aged bucket. And then we're looking at the delinquency probability in exactly the same way within an aged bucket. So on the top right hand side, at a snapshot at the end of the month, we would be able to show your debt over limit compared to previous month, your past due versus previous month, and then your average days outstanding and how are you performing versus the previous month. On the right hand side here, if you had to select any of these risk categories, it would then show you the particular businesses with the exposure that is sitting within that risk category. So this at a snapshot is the bird's eye view of the debtors ledger at month end. If I just quickly select the detailed table view, and I'll make that go away. We can now then start to look at it at a granular level and say, if I wanted to look at a key metric, and let's say it's debt outstanding, and I wanted to look at the book as at the end of June, and I wanted to see all of my high concern debtors with a high delinquency probability, I now know where to go and focus, because this is where there's this very, very strong likelihood that I'm not going to be in a position to collect my money at the end of the month. Okay, so one can see at a snapshot who those particular businesses are. You can see what the values are. So they're high risk. They're also sitting in a high probability in terms of delinquency. You can then see the top comments that are driving those particular risk categories. One can also then begin to see what the registered name is, the credit limit. And if you wanted to view more information on that particular business, you could then select on the link, and the link will take you directly to the powerful Inoxico database, where you can view the associated credit report on that particular company. So this really gives you the ability to slice and dice and to manage risk at a different level. Then on the third tab, what we have is what we call alerts. So we send daily alerts to our clients once we've matched their file on our database. At month end, we then do a consolidation of those alerts, and we ensure that you're not missing any information that you may have received on a daily basis. So we show you positive indicators as well as negative indicators, and you can then view that particular information. There are 3 debtors on my book that now have poor expert scores. For any more information on this particular solution, please don't hesitate to give me a shout. Cheers.